Hi everyone, happy holidays from Pigment. My name is Brienne and I'm going to be coloring a piece from a special featured artist of ours for Christmas. Her name is Alena Lazareva. And she has books that you can purchase on Amazon and in her Etsy shop. There's both digital and physical copies in her Etsy shop. So you could buy and import into Pigment and color her works in here if you like. All the links will be provided below in this video. So we're going to have two books this year. One is a Grayscale, which I have here. And then there is also going to be a line art book, and I might possibly do a demonstration with that one as well. So that being said, let's get started on coloring this cute picture with these two little puppies. So I got to pick a palette to start with. I did make some Christmas palettes and some Northern Lights, and I'm going to just start with the Christmas one. If I need other colors, I will obviously look for them somewhere else. You're going to be on freehand mode naturally, so you're going to have to color everything within the lines yourself. There's strategic ways to do that with a piece with so much detail. It might not look like it has a lot of detail, but it really does with all the decorations, the tree in the background. So you kind of have to strategically plan how you're going to color this picture. And to do that, I'm going to start by getting some color down in the background, and I'm going to use fade. I like fade because it gradiently blends instead of just using a harsh fill, which does have its purpose, but the fade is nice because it goes gradient, so it's a little bit more forgiving. So I'm just going to tap in the upper corner here, and you see that's effortless for me for my tree. My background is now filled. So I don't really, and I could even go a little bit deeper green if I want. So I don't have to sit here and color each individual strand, but I am going to, because I'm going to add detail, but just for the base solid fill, I don't have to do that. So that being said, we can also do something like that down here. Now, I was thinking of what it should be, what colors should be down here, and I'm almost thinking keeping it very traditional and doing like a red, which I think is really nice. And then you can also go to your bloom, and you can take away some of the color, but not too much, and kind of add like a glow to the tree. But I think I'm going to actually manually do that because it's taking away two color, and I'm going to use a yellow because I'm going to add some kind of lighting in there anyway. I'm not sure how it's going to go until I start coloring. So I'm just going to kind of get this glow happening around the tree and start kind of making these colors a little bit richer down here. I want, I don't really want the green spilling out. I want it to be isolated within the tree. So I'm just color matching there. But I'm kind of thinking about what's going to happen. So that's why I kind of built in my glow to kind of start. Can make it a little bit deeper, especially here for the rug. And up here you can have the wall be red, or you could make it more the lighter color that I have, but I think I'm just going to leave it looking a bit red just because of the feel I'm trying to achieve here. I might even put some white in there, so I'll go grab my white. Kind of dim out that yellow a little tiny bit. I do want color back there because I want to also add some details, like some lighting details back there. So it's always better to do that when you have a color. So I'm thinking maybe shading it in just a bit, like it's nighttime. I'm getting rid of a little bit of the red off the walls anyway. Kind of staying. Just gonna blend that carpet kind of in here. Because what I'm gonna do in the background is I'm gonna make a glow. I'm just trying to get the right amount of shadow. Like I said, I don't want it too dark, but I want it to kind of look like layers of light kind of coming through. So I'm just using the black to kind of try and shade. I might even put a little bit of a darker blue in there. And then go back and grab my yellow. I know it looks kind of mismatched and all jumbled up, but I swear that there's a plan for this. And it should turn out nicely. Good way to make a glow is to kind of layer it. So I have like the light kind of layered with stuff coming through. And then you can also blur it, which is also going to give it a little bit more of a luminous effect because it kind of gives it ripples. See the ripples? Oops. Keep on going the same one. I want my blender. See how it's giving like almost like a ring, a glow of color? That's pretty much what I was going for. You kind of have to be careful with it though, because you can pull color away from the side. So I'm going to go back in with my blur and just kind of blur it a little bit more. But that's what I wanted, I wanted this nice kind of iridescent glow. Now I'm going to go back to my airbrush. Airbrush really is a really great tool for doing grayscale. I use it for almost all the grayscales that I do. I mean, I shouldn't say almost, because it's actually every grayscale I do use airbrush for the ones that I color in Pigment. And it is a really great tool. So now I'm just going and fine-tuning some of the details that I lost from creating that glow, because I still want my tree to have green. And you can even add a little bit more yellow if you want. I think I'm going to actually probably leave it for now. Just kind of want to blend it a bit more. Just find the blending looks a bit off. Now I'm just going to go and add the detail of the tree, of the spruce needles. So I'm just kind of doing what, if you look closely at how she did it, she almost kind of made scribbles back and forth. So that's exactly what I'm going to do to get the same type of look or detail. And by doing your background, you're really going to notice you're shaving time off coloring, because it's really hard to do your background after you fill in your pieces with Grayscale. So if I could give one piece of advice to anyone, depending on the picture, there are pictures that are an exception. But I find at least 80% of the time, it's the best to start out with your background. For any beginners out there starting Grayscale. Okay, so I just kind of went in and added freehand the details of the tree there. And now I'm going to shade and highlight the inner parts of the tree. So I'm going in, I'm using the same green, but I'm going in and going to these little bit of a deeper, darker areas. I'm just adding some shading. I'm not going to probably keep it away from the outer edges too much, because I do want to have some light in here. And then I do also want a lighter green. I'm gonna use a different palette for that. Because if you think about a Christmas tree, it really does have multiple colors, right? So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna put multiple colors in the tree of green. So then you get this look. And you can go around and fix up any areas that you think are bleeding too much green. Just use your airbrush and lightly go in. It's hard getting it just right, just the way you want it. So I won't play with it too much more until the end. At the end, I'll know exactly what I need to change about it. The importance is just to have the actual glow. Kind of lost some of that ring work, but that's okay because I'm going to go back to it. I'm not 100% satisfied with the background right now. And I think the main reason is because I need to develop my picture more. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And then I will go back to my background, but at least the color is filled. And any tweaking I have to do, I can do once my picture is just about complete, which is my plan at this point. So now I'm going in and I'm adding the detail of some of these needles using a lighter green. So it actually looks and has texture to it. So it just doesn't look like one flat piece of green tree. And I'm just using the airbrush, and I'm using it on low brush size and high opacity. That happens sometimes, especially when I'm recording, because I don't usually sit in a desk actually when I color. I usually have it on my lap with something propping it up, usually a pillow of some sort. So when I color with it lying flat, my arm drags across the controls a bit. So I'm just going in and finishing this needle work here. And you can almost see where they're supposed to be because they're actually lighter. That's really nice with Grayscale because it kind of helps you along with shading and stuff. So shading, highlighting, it gives you hints and tips to where those elements should or might be in the picture. If you are doing a grayscale, I would recommend going with the elements and not against them. Like I said, there's exception to every rule, but I just find going with it, you're going to get a much more detailed, realistic looking outcome than trying to go against the details of the grayscale picture that's been created. So I'm just kind of adding it in till I'm comfortable with it. Some spots I'm adding it in and there really isn't a highlighting detail there, but I'm doing it anyway because I feel it will work well with this picture. So I'm just continuing doing that, like I said, until I'm satisfied. The detail work, it does take a little while to get the realistic kind of appeal. I mean, because the shading and everything is in there and the highlights, you could just fill it in green. But if you want to get a more detailed look to your tree, fine-tuning it like this is really going to add visual interest. See, there's something about that color in the back, but I'm going to leave it until I actually put my lights in the tree, because then I'll know where I want to take the lighting. I'm not even going to do the lights in the tree until I'm done coloring every piece. I'm pretty sure, unless something changes. So now I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to color these Christmas balls. I'm going to use a couple of different tools, but mostly it's going to be airbrush, glitter, and laser. Just beware that you have to fill in these lines. So try to be precise by taking your time and zooming in. You can create straighter lines and contours for the balls. As you can see, I can get a pretty good exact contour with zooming in. You can get pretty precise with being far away, but I find zooming in is the best way to achieve and color in lines. Just be careful that you don't pull a Brienne and drag your finger across the screen, because I do that quite often. And then I leave marks, but it's all good as long as they get fixed. I need something for the gold. And I don't like to go too bright at first. I like to go like a deep, almost orange when I do gold, because then I can go over top with a yellow or a bright yellow and use the laser tool to create like a metal look. I'm not gonna really do any silver, I don't think. Maybe silver balls, but I don't think I'm going to do any silver hangers. I want it to be very traditionally Christmas. So I might as well do one by one so I don't have to go back and do things in a bunch of steps here. So to kind of add some sparkle and highlight to this ball, I'm going to take out first the glitter, and that red that I used. This isn't actually the red that I used. I just want to see if it'll work, because I do need a little bit of a lighter color. So I'm just going to kind of add some glitter to the ball. And then I'm going to grab that bright yellow that we were talking about. Could use either rainbow. They're very, very close. I like using neon though. And then I'm going to just kind of play with some ideas. You can really have fun making your decorations. There's no wrong or right way. As we all know, decorations come in very many different looks, and that's what makes Christmas Christmas. And then I'm going to go to my laser tool, and I'm just going to make sure my opacity is all the way up and my brush size is down. And then you can add this kind of gold iridescence to the ball, and you can add a little bit of sparkle and reflection and shine to it, and it really comes to life. Now, I'm not sure, usually like my tree is white, silver, and gold. So it's all very traditional colors. We just put it up. So I think, I'm thinking red. I'm gonna try something. I could just be really eclectic with it and just do a bunch of colors and make it really fun. Let me try. Maybe I will do a multicolor tree and just keep it fun. But you can definitely do whatever you want, obviously. But I'm going to just do multicolor. So I'm going to do purples and blues and reds and almost like everything is on this tree. And I'm going to go back to glitter. I'm going to be using glitter a lot. I have glitter all over my house right now from putting my tree up. Because I find Christmas trees really do have a lot of glitter and sparkle. And then I'm going to go to the laser tool and add those hint of shine to the balls. And then I got a star here. So we could do the star silver. So we can do silver decorations and that would be nice. Let's do a little bit of a deeper gray on airbrush. So yeah, you can do obviously anything you want. And I'm sure whatever you choose will be beautiful. I'm just kind of being eclectic with it because I'm not 100% sure where I'm going with this Christmas tree. That's why I wasn't able to complete my background, because I want to see what my tree looks like when it's done. Then I'll know what to add in my background. But at least my color is laid down and I don't have to worry about coloring around my tree, which is what I wanted. Sometimes I know what I want for my background, and then other times I don't quite know until my picture is done. And that's okay. I guess that was the Summer Essence color. And then I'm just going to do the same thing with any of the hooks or the decoration tops. I'm going to make them all. So one thing I'm going to keep is I'm going to keep all those gold. I could have did this one silver because it is going to be silver, but I didn't. I want to keep that as a trend through the tree at least. A little bit of sparkle. And then you go to this, go to the white. And this is where you get your silver look from. Follow the lighter lines that are naturally put there by Alena. And you get a bright silvery star. You can add some glitter in there too if you want. I got my glitter opacity on down low because it's strong. The glitter tool is strong, and I still want to see the variations. So I leave it down low a little bit, and then I find you get to see more of what the picture is looking like here. Now for her hat, little gingerbread lady, maybe we will do I'm gonna actually do, I need that blue that I'm looking for, dark blue. I'll give her a blue hat. Just adding a little bit of shading and detail to that. Now I think Mrs. Gingerbread Lady, she should be brown, brownish. She's a cookie. I don't hang cookies on my tree because they wouldn't last long. I'd be eating them all. Cookie Monster. So, I'm gonna make her brown, and I'll probably do the icing white, I'm thinking. White or colorful. I was thinking just traditional white icing would work just fine. Or you could do like chocolate on chocolate if you wanted to. I'm just going to keep the traditional white frosting. But before I do that, I'm going to go to my pencil tool. I'm going to lighten this up just a tad here. And I'm going to get a little bit of texture in this cookie. Because it is a cookie, so it should be kind of grainy and look a little crumbly, right? Just getting some texture in the cookie. Now I'm going to go to my white and I'm going to go back to my airbrush. And then I'm going to fill in the icing details. So this is kind of what I meant by there's a lot of detail. There's a lot of decorations to color in this picture. There's a lot of variations of decorations. So that's kind of what I meant is by getting your kind of thinking smart and doing your background first, and then imagine coloring all these decorations first and having to do your tree and color around everything. It would definitely be time consuming and probably a bit frustrating. Okay, so there's our gingerbread. It's kind of fun just coloring each individually. You just see your tree start to really come to life. So now I'm going to go to my recently used colors. And I was thinking of doing a blue ball up here too. Just to kind of tie the blue hat from the gingerbread girl together. I want it to be eclectic, but I also still want it to have a nice vibe, a nice flow. A little bit of lighter blue glitter on the ball. Grab the laser. Do a little bit of sparkly shine. Okay. Because there's going to be quite a few cookies on here. And actually, before my silver goes away, that was my recently used silver, I believe. I'm going to do this other star the same color before I use too many colors and it disappears and I forget what it's supposed to look like. Okay. So we're just doing the same process that I did for the other one. Go and get our glitter. So this is kind of helpful in a way because I know some people have or don't know where to really get started to make a silver look. And just using a gray and using the laser and the glitter tool really makes a silver look, as you can see. And if you want to make a little hanger, you can. You can just make it with glitter, a line of glitter. And let's do the gingerbread house since we have our browns out too. Might as well get all the gingerbread taken care of as well. I'm just using the same brown that I used for the lady there. I'm going to just do my tree too while I have my brown out. Save me from switching tools 100 times. Or colors, sorry. Colors and tools, actually. So just fill in the whole area and then you can go over it with whatever you want your icing color to be. I'm just using traditional white icing for these pieces, but you can definitely use any colors you desire. I might do the window. No, I'm just going to do it white. All the icing's going to be white. Just also kind of because my tree's going to be busy with lots of color, so. Then we can go to our pencil, grab that lighter brown, and just kind of make some cookie texture here. Grab my white. To my airbrush. Now the hook, you could do gold, like we talked about. I'm going to do gold, but you could do it silver, whatever you want. I'm going to keep it in theme with my tray. And then I'm going to go to the laser and just kind of add some sparkle to the hook. All right, so we did all our cookie. So now we got to do this reindeer. And the reindeer is going to be brown too. But maybe I'll try to pick a little bit of a different brown for him, just to kind of set things off balance a tiny bit. So he kind of stands out on his own. She really did a great job with detail, that's for sure. Technical pen could also be used to color in your areas before you do your texture. I just like airbrush for smaller areas because I found, well, certain smaller areas. It really depends, but in this case I like the airbrush because it'll blend nicely if I do any top stuff, and it also blends nicely into the seams, the edges. But technical pen would definitely still work. Okay, so now I'm going to use a little bit of a lighter brown and just kind of a little bit of shading and a little bit of highlighting. Pencil tool. Great for adding texture. The trick is not to go over it too many times, because then you keep that granulated look. If you go over it too many times, and it just looks like you used airbrush after, because you lose all the texture. That's why I only go over things once with it. Once or twice, back and forth, and that's it. Just gonna get the hoof, or the hooves. And then the antlers. So I got the antlers in there. Maybe deepen up the eye, the nose. And then go back and add a little white dot. A white dot for the eye. Back to pencil. And then I'm going to do a red saddle, I think. And I'm going to grab the glitter. And let's make it a little bit sparkly. Well, it's really coming together now that the reindeer is colored. Now let's do the rest of the Christmas balls. So I'm going to do another red Christmas ball. And I think I'm going to do this one here. It's actually very relaxing coloring this Christmas tree. Okay. I go to glitter. And then I'm going to go to laser. Glitter again. Glitter is a very straight edge brush, so it's hard making circles with it, but actually I don't think I'm gonna do that. I had the original idea to do those little dots white, and I think that is what I should do. And then go to laser. Okay, now I'm probably going to try and get another purple one in there. These are all the same kind of balls. I'll probably do like another purple one, another blue one, and then maybe an offset color one. So that being said, I'll just use the sugar plum purple. Going back to glitter. So I really did use glitter a lot for the balls on the tree, the Christmas balls. And laser to kind of give the light reflection. And then we're just going to fill in the gold part. I'm just going to get it out of the way for all of them, actually. Okay, now we can grab our laser and just add our shine detail to it. Okay, now let's do another blue decoration. And I might sneak a green one in here. Some green glitter to the ball. I hope this helps anyone who wants to color anything Christmas. I hope that this helps with your decorations. As you can see, I'm not being super precise with the glitter. I'm just kind of laying it down random. And then for this last decoration, let's do gold. thin laser. And then there we go. There is our Christmas tree. I think it looks pretty good. Now that I see what my tree looks like, I'm going to test out a couple things here. I'm going to test out how my lights are going to go. So to make the Christmas lights, I'm just using the laser tool and making dots with it. So there, we got some Christmas lights, and now it helps me understand what I want my tree to, what kind of glow I want my tree to have. So that being said, I think I need a little bit more of a luminescent yellow kind of around it. Put a little bit of that glowing yellow right in the tree too. And I'm just making regular dots too. So I'm going to have some glowing dots and a little bit of regular dots. I'm going to go back to my laser and add a couple more glowing ones. And to fix some of the ones where I lost a little bit of glow. I actually kind of like them faded a little bit better in some areas. Now, she actually didn't have lights on this tree, but I'm making lights. And I also added some luminosity into the tree directly with the yellow, just in case you're wondering why it looks brighter in the tree. So I think that looks pretty Christmassy. And you can fix up some of your luminous areas if you want. Because when you blend those colors, sometimes you lose a little bit of your look. So just go back through and fix anything you think needs fixing. And I'm going to start coloring these little guys. I kind of just looked at a couple of pictures of dogs just to kind of get an idea of what colors I wanted to do them. And I think mostly it's going to be brown, whitish, blackish, typical puppy colors. So that being said, I'm going to go to my airbrush tool. I'm just going to go and pick out the straight up browns palette. So I have a bunch of different selection of browns. And then I'm just going to start filling in these cute little guys. So I'm just going to fill in the entire fur, and then I'll add some of the markings and whatnot. This cute little guy. And he's in a basket, so we'll have to color the basket as well. Okay, so with this little guy, I think he's gonna have lighter markings there, through the cheek, the nose, top of the paws. We're just kind of roughly getting it in there right now. And then also I think he's gonna have some shading in these little wrinkle rolls, these cute little wrinkly rolls. So I'm gonna just deepen up that color I was using and just get them in there. Then possibly around the eyes, darken up the eyes a little bit. And the nose. Gonna go to my black and white palette. And then I'm going to grab my pencil tool. And I'm just going to give him a little bit of texture on his face. That'll probably blend in a bit. And same with his paws, a little bit of texture here. Then I need the black to kind of do the inside of the paws and then the inside of the nail, or the nail, not the inside of the nail, the actual nail. I'm just going around adding a little bit more texture in areas. Just add some definition. Then I'll probably take the blender tool out and just blend it a bit. Or the blur tool, sorry. But before I do that, I want to go back to my browns, and I just want to add a little bit of highlighting to his fur too, like where the rolls are. Shading for the inner part. And then I want a little bit of highlighting in the outer. And I'm going to go to my blur. Going to want to turn your brush size down because it's freehand, so it'll blur everything outside the lines too. I'm just going to blur a little bit of the areas, mainly around any harsh looking parts. Then I'll go to airbrush. And smooth out a couple of the areas that way. So I want some texture in the fur. For sure. But I also want a little bit of puppy smoothness too. So just a little wrinkly guy here. So I kind of shaded and highlighted in layers here. So I got some texture, but also the smooth highlighted areas that I was looking for as well. So you can always take away from the texture and leave some of it in. That's what I like. Then I'm just going to contour this back a bit here. Okay. Now I need to color his hat right after I finish. I just noticed something here. Forgot to kind of contour his paws. Okay, now I'm going to color his hat, and it's going to be red because it's a Santa hat. We're going to keep in the tradition of the red Santa hat. Okay, I need my white again. Aw, looks cute. Oops. Keep on pressing the back button and the eraser button. It's getting... I have to move my arm or something. Moving my arm too much and it's picking up. I guess it's my arm is picking up the controls. Hopefully that stays this time. Okay, very sweet. Now I'm probably going to add just a little glitter to his hat. Just because, why not? And then I kind of want to do this wicker basket like those other wicker baskets, other than the brown, more like a cream, and then you kind of make it look white. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go in with my airbrush and just color the whole basket with this creamy typey brown. It's more like a caramel, kind of faded caramel color. Zoom in for these finer edges just to make sure coloring them properly. So most of this picture I did actually color, or I am coloring with airbrush. So I laid down my color with the airbrush, and then after I add in texture with either glitter, pencil, you could use paintbrush, you could really use any tools of your liking. And then you can also use the blender and blur tool. I really started using those a lot more. They're really great for especially doing backgrounds. So I could have done this either or. I could have done the basket, then the puppy, and it might have been easier coloring around these areas. But I just figured the puppy isn't really in a large area of the basket, so it's not really that bad coloring around him. But those are things that I think about when I do grayscale. Is I think about what parts I'm going to be doing my grayscale in. What's this picture? What are the levels? What are the layers? And how do I need to be coloring this to make it most efficient and fun? And if you just do a little bit of planning before you do a grayscale, it goes a long way into helping with your overall result. And then I have more Christmas balls to color too, along with that other puppy. So now that I got the basket colored, I'm going to actually grab just the white, or actually, you know what, I'm going to grab a little bit of an off-white. I could use that one. There's the one I like to use, the flower basket one. And then I'm going to go to my pencil tool, and I'm just going to start rubbing it down on the wider areas of the basket. Don't be afraid to add a little bit of shading in there too as you go. Okay, now is when I'm going to go grab the white. And then I'm just going to put it in some spots using the airbrush, kind of highlighting it. Gonna add a little bit of shading in some areas. Okay, so I think that's good for the wicker basket for now. Maybe just a couple more little. Okay. Now let's color that star. Pretty sure I used this gray. It's not exact. It's not a huge big deal. I'm pretty sure this is the one I used. I would like it to be as close as possible. I'm just going to color everything around this puppy, and then I'll do the next one and do the same thing with him, color all the decorations around him. Okay, now I'm gonna grab blue, do a blue ball. Probably stay away from the red down here just because the carpet is red. So I'll probably do most of these blue, purple, green. So I didn't really put much green on the tree just because I used quite a few variations in the spruce colors. So I figured it'd be fun just to keep it fresh and do like a multicolor type thing. Gotta keep my fingers from rubbing, making imperfections, causing me more work. Not that it's work, it's fun, but I just don't like making mistakes. Do a purple one. In here, maybe do a dark purple one. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my Summer Essence Gold that I used on the tree. Okay. Now I got to do all that other fun stuff. So I'm just trying to kind of do it all together So I'm going to do my laser now for these parts. Grab the white. Go get the glitter. Glitter on the purple. Now grab the laser. Airbrush. Okay, so those are done around that guy. You can add a little bit of extra shading if you want under the balls. Under the basket. I'm actually wanting to add a little bit of texture to the carpet, so I might just do that. Okay, now with this little guy, he has a little bit more darker markings, so I'm going to go to, let's just use Summer since it's right here and it has colors I need, so why not? So I'm just going to color this guy in this caramel color here. I need to zoom in here so I can see my lines. So I'm just filling him in with this caramel color, and then we're going to shade him. I always put my main color of the piece down first, and then I work around it. It's a very useful trick because then you get this color coming through underneath no matter what you layer or what you texture on top. And you get rid of all the color that you don't want, like that red, for example. Okay. Little cute guys filled in. Now, time to do a little bit of shading. So I took a little bit of that deeper brown, and I'm just rubbing it around the darker areas of this dog where there's shading already. Into the underbelly, his foot here, crease of the arm, paw wrinkles. Just adding some variation of color to make it look obviously more realistic. This guy's awake, the other guy's napping. This guy's like, where's my presents? I want to open them now. And the other one doesn't care. He's just sleeping away. More worried about snacks. So I'm just putting a little bit of white in too. I'm going to go to the pencil tool and just give it a little bit of texture. He's a smoother type dog, I'm guessing, so he doesn't need too much texture. I didn't really put a lot in the other one either. I did put a lot to begin with, but ended up taking a lot away. I found it took away from the natural look of their fur. This one is going to be a little bit darker around the eyes and the mouth for sure. Just trying to think of what breeds they were so I could look them up and see how their markings are sometimes, but I couldn't think of the breeds. I'm sure a few of you know what they are out there. If I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah, but I'm having a brain mush moment here, but that's okay. Oh, just blending, adding texture, moving stuff around, having fun. Another good way to blend is to layer them on top of each other and go back to the other color and then go on top of it again. It helps create like a layer furred texture effect because then you see it coming through underneath. Actually a really nice technique too. So I'm just going to go color match over here and blend some of this out. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the white. I'm going to go to airbrush, which I'm already on. And I'm just going to add these highlights around the eyes so you can really see them pop. And you could also darken them up a little bit if you wanted to. I need another brown. You just don't want to lose all the detail to the eye, so just add a little bit in. I'm just leaving his eyes colored as is. I find dogs usually have a darker eye anyway. Some dogs have blue eyes or whatnot, but I'm just going to leave this one this way. Oh, he looks cute. Okay, so he's going to be wearing a bow, or he is wearing a bow, and his hat is red. Should I do his bow red too? I think he would look really cute with a blue bow. Yeah, I like that. Very cute. And then I'm going to do a little bit of glitter on his bow, of course. Go to the glitter. Aw, I'm actually really liking the way this is turning out. It's looking very sweet. So now I got to color this guy's decorations, or the ones that are under him. So let's do some green. We'll do some green. Do a blue one. Go with his bow. Do a gold one. Do another green one. And then let's do a different kind of purple that we don't have. We'll just do this odd one here. Okay. Okay, well, we're gonna do the gold the same color as the gold ball I just colored. It's a Summer Essence gold. I've used it for all the toppers of the decorations in this video. It's funny, I'm using summer essence for Christmas stuff, but you know what? It doesn't matter. Colors are colors, and some of them are for all seasons, and some of them are for different items. I use whatever color I think fits the job. And actually, before I forget, forgot about doing the puppy's nails here. I'm looking at them now that I'm up close, and they definitely need a little bit of love here. I'm just going to fill those in quick too. Sometimes I forget the smallest details until I go and look, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I meant to do that, and I was thinking about that and got sidetracked. And we'll do a little bit of extra shading here too, under the paw. Okay. So now it's time to get our Buster glitter out again. And the gold, get the glitter down. And the blue. And the purple, raspberry purpley color. Then I need to get my yellow and the laser. And then just accent these little details. Okay, I gotta color this poinsettia. Gonna add a little bit of texture there. Actually, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it. Now I need my laser. Laser here. Green. And the purple. And then Aw, and that's pretty much, just gonna look it over really quick and make sure I didn't make any mistakes with my hand. So I'm gonna look around because I know I drag my hand back and forth sometimes when I'm coloring. And just touch up there. Eyes a little bit whiter there. Darken that up. Use the black a little bit over here to add a little bit darker. And you can add some glitter too if you want. So you could use the yellow and go to laser and add some magic to your picture if you want. I would just do little dots for this one, maybe a couple bigger ones, but and here is just a magical, glittery, fun Christmas picture. And there we go. Thanks for sticking with me through this whole video. Like I said, the links will be provided for Alena's shop. She does lots of other great stuff, fairies, lots of fantasy type stuff. So go check it out when you get a chance with her links. There will be 2 books. So there'll be 20 pages each, a grayscale 10-page book, and also a line art one available in Pigment to color for the month of December, or for a good part of the month of December as a holiday treat. This is Brianne from Pigment. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Have a happy holidays from me and Pigment. Take care. Bye.